Gamers, we are live, TTFE_thin, live every day, 5 p.m. Eastern, on the weekends, early in the morning, 6 a.m. Corinna Botegger, I don't know how to pronounce their last name, just announced they're quitting Paimon. They're quitting Paimon, right? Now, a lot of people might say, well, Ethan, why would you celebrate? Ethan, why are you happy about this? Well, one, hopefully, this will not change the writing of Paimon. Whoever replaces Paimon, this will be insufferable. They'll absolutely be insufferable. But the reason why I'm recording this video is because I watched a very large portion of this interview with Corinna, right? And I have to say, some of this stuff I think is just undeniably dog shit, right? Like, this person is not only the biggest PR nightmare ever, they've actively ruined their reputation, and collectively with other SAG-AFTRA teammates of them have started to ruin the reputation of SAG. They have found a way to make a company be in favor over other people, right? Obviously, it sucks. This person won't have income. That's horrible. Like, nobody wants to not have income. With that being said, let's break this down. I'm going to show you this clip. This clip absolutely irks my soul because this clip is Corinna explaining and doubling down why they attacked Jacob Takanashi, by the way, who lives in a completely different country. But let's just watch this, right?
So why was Jacob Takanashi getting the role as Kanish received so poorly by the other voice actors?
The reason why is because in the United States, obviously actors stick together, and actors, I remember being a very young actor working in theater and being told, you never take the role of a striking actor. You know, you do not do that. That is not okay. It's not cool. But even further than that, in the United States, we have a strong history of sticking by our fellow workers and not taking the jobs of those that are striking. And you cannot like the way that I went about it. That is 100% valid. You're very welcome to have that opinion. But at the end of the day, it has been a strong history that when a worker takes the job of a striking actor, you call them out.
Yeah, okay.
That's what you're supposed to do. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like me for it. That's totally fine. But that's the reason why.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, so let's break a couple things down here, right? One, again, Jacob is in Japan. I believe he's in Japan. Jacob is not in the United States. The fact that we're going to sit here and virtue signal still to this day after you, Haley Mills, and a bunch of other people, some of them deactivated their Twitter almost instantaneously because they couldn't handle the backlash, jumped on Jacob Takanashi's asshole because he took a role. Because, let's be honest, Riosli's VA's own words, this is not a strike, it's a collective refusal to work. No matter how you want to put this, no matter how Kaylee Mills wants to put it in their essay, that justifying this is a strike, this is a refusal to work. And unfortunately, your refusal to work has not fucking worked. Let's go over some glue. Let's look at this. This is Cappuccino's VA. All of SAG-AFTRA membership got to vote on the interactive strike authorization. And now, after receiving the last, best, and final offer, SAG is saying they are still negotiating. No, you aren't. It's done. The deal is good. Now let us vote to end the strike. The company is still trying to nickel and dime every motherfucker, brother. This is not about AI protections. The problem is Corinna and all these other dumb motherfuckers, with the exception of a couple people like Allegra Clark, like Riosli's VA, they're not trying to teach people what's going on. They're trying to talk to them. They're trying to yell at them. They're trying to say, you're stupid, you're wrong, and here's why. And then they don't even tell the full truth. They're saying this is just about AI. No, it's fucking not. We have Zenless Zone Zero characters losing their VAs, and they're going outside of the United States. I think they hired people in the UK. They're hiring people overseas right now because of what's occurring. Guys, this shit is so fucking dumb. And for you to sit here and quadruple down on the way you treated a person who's not even in the United fucking States, whether they knew about this shit or not, he's got to eat. Haley Mills pocket watching this motherfucker saying, well, you know, he has a wife and they just bought a house. Yes, you dumb fuck. He has a house. That's why he has to pay his bills. Like, are you fucking, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Thank you for the follows, boys. It's like, Corinna specifically, is one of the most disingenuous motherfuckers on the internet. Let's go over some fucking glue, okay? Corinna, because they don't know how to use the internet and Google anything, thought Tectone made AI of them, made AI of her, and then after that it was, I'm gonna sue Tectone. And then look at this. I've been notified that a big YouTuber used AI on me. Honestly, not shocking, knowing the content this person produces. Before any of this, no, I can't afford a lawyer. I just got that out of the hospital, so any of my medical debt's $13K. Listen, really sucks to hear. Hope your health is okay. Genuinely, on some real shit. I really do hope your health is okay. Bro didn't know that some random YouTube account with 20 subs at the time, it was a 20 sub YouTube account, made AI of Corinna for how insufferable they have been. How insufferable they have been, brother. It's insane. Also, there's a bunch of other people going crazy or whatever, going schizo. And then Corinna takes this narrative without any verification, doesn't do any of their own research, and gets a whole portion of the internet to think this is occurring, and then tries to shift the narrative, right? Also, or let's talk about the fact that Corinna uploads a fucking TikTok, hope this helps, and what happens? Well, I don't know, maybe a week or so later, Corinna said this is AI. Corinna said this TikTok of themselves is AI. Okay, maybe Corinna's really fucking delusional. Maybe Corinna has some problems. Okay, well, on TikTok, Corinna then uploaded a video that was 8 minutes long, sitting in front of their toilet, saying they're throwing up, and that the community is making their illness worse, blaming the community, not explaining the strike, and saying, I would explain it to you, but I'm throwing up right now. What the fuck is happening, bro? You have done more harm for this whole fucking thing. This isn't even including everything else that's ever happened previously with your horrendous fucking PR. And now you are going into an interview, doubling, quadrupling down on this. People should have each other's backs? Sure, I agree with you. Then why the fuck is no one else doing that? Where's this other glue? So, what's this tweet? Oh, well, this is another tweet that happened. It's happened. A role of mine has been recasted. A SAG role I held out for strong because it was a side letter 6 to a former student of mine. Please don't send hate to either of us. I'm just really disappointed. Arena of Valor was special to me. I don't think anyone is going to sit here and tell you that AI overall is good when it's used for good things. AI is replacing voices and humans and streamers. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It sucks. And in order to minimize the process, it's awesome. I would love that because nobody wants to be fucking replaced, right? That being said, people still need to fucking eat. And there's so much nuance to the SAG-AFTRA contracts where Koyaverse has to pay $500 if they don't consult with this person and that person. It's a fucking nightmare. But going to some more glue, let's look at this. Allegra Clark with an amazing thread here. They made a cheeky little correction this morning. Confirm employers are holding to it. Actually, sorry, it's time to end this thing. AAA productions are actively moving overseas because there's no signed contract work to work on. I fucking hate it here. By the way, SAG-AFTRA thinks anyone who's not in SAG-AFTRA is dog shit. If you didn't know, you go look on their website. This is a strike where people are gleefully reporting each other to SAG for working non-union, where the idea of non-union actors who work non-union during the strike may be denied the membership in the future is being thrown around in actor spaces. This shit is petty. Well, according to your logic, everyone's supposed to stick to fuck together, but now we're snitching on everyone, right? We're snitching on everyone, right? Okay, sure. Some of the most loving and professional people I know are being written off as employer plans for trying to encourage people to understand the language for themselves. Hard-working, established talent are being called elites, disparaging for wanting to go back to work. To be clear and sincerely, I apologize for not leading with this. If I see a single fucking one of my peers targeted and their names tossed around with threats, then you're also part of the problem. Abso-fucking-lutely. And let's address the elephant in the room. Some actors do work certain non-union games to flip union, but many are waiting to go back because they don't want to or feel like they can't work non-union during a strike. Either it's to try to be a team player with a union or fear out of retaliation. In general, I think that the guilds like SAG are a positive thing because a collective contract means that I don't have to individually negotiate for every project. But SAG is absolutely neither serving nor listening to its members right now, being the LBF to be a full membership vote. I have to fight off a piece of misinformation I keep seeing online with the removal of the buyout clause. You don't have to give employers any money for you to strike. The removal of the buyout from the previous version was a huge win for SAG. It's no longer a thing. Okay. Realistically, do we not see an issue here? Do we not see an issue? Like how are you going to sit down and now you are someone who has bills to pay? And realistically, I'm going to be honest with you. I think, sure, if you want to say it's commendable what you're doing, I mean, sure, that you think you're going to stick with your people. Bro, fucking, you got bills to pay. I don't think anyone would sit down and yell at Corinna for fucking working a job to pay their medical bills because they have a hard life to live. That is just common logic, right? And if you do, you're a hating, corny bitch. You are. I don't understand why we're still justifying this. Sadly, this whole situation highlights a bigger social issue at the moment. The West is the West is busy fighting, trying to legislate AI to stop it from consuming copyrighted content, but they're ignoring the fact that China will just ignore it, go ahead and do it anyways. Well, China has some sort of like AI laws already indulged or something. They're really trying to monopolize every other spot, every other part in the world, so that way they can again try to minimize AI occurring. But AI is happening regardless, man. Like it is. Like you guys saw the AI streamer shit. Like yeah, that shit's crazy, bro. Like it's fucking crazy. China has way better AI protections than the US. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm not too up to date on the China law stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I gave up on the SAG situation. And I gave up on the SAG situation for the way people like Corinna behaved, people like Kaylee behaved and shit. So then Corinna confirms that they're quitting right here, which again, I don't know.
So that was probably my favorite moment,
Yeah,
actually.
that's awesome.
Right here.
Suhoyo saying that I would no longer voice Paimon.
Here we go.
Soon, or is it still just going to be Paimon? I know you're not voicing Paimon at the moment, but is there any new roles that you have coming up?
Correct. After Jacob was replaced, I sent notice to Hoyo saying that I would no longer voice
It was a misspeak. They didn't mean Jacob replaced. Jacob was the one who took the replacement job.
Paimon until they became union, so they'll probably just replace me. But moving on, I do have other roles in the mix right now. A lot of them are under NDA, but something that actually came out recently that I'm actually really proud of. It is Robo Gobo.
I don't know, man. There was one comment here that really broke it down well. I'm gonna go over this real quick. The main problem with calling out actually bullying Jacob Takanashi is the fact that he's not an American or based in the U.S., and these VAs that attacked him publicly are imposing an American standard on a foreigner that does not live in the U.S. They admit here that the reason they attacked Jacob, imposing an American standard on a foreigner and foreign company, which is absolutely not acceptable. We are not the gold standard for everything and never were. That's delusional BS. It'd be one thing if Hoya was a U.S.-based originating company or the new Kenichi VA was an American or based in the U.S., but that's absolutely not the case. I'm going to give you a hot take, man. Even if he was in the U.S., straight up, listen, if you're in a bind, and you got to pay your bills, I mean, you know what? Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna say the uncomfortable fucking truth. I'm going to say the uncomfortable fucking truth here. Right? Realistically, this is no disrespect because I think voice acting is dope. Bro, I'm spitting into a microphone. You could also do other things, right? When you're doing VA work, a lot of people have to work other jobs, right? Like why are we fucking bullying people and attacking people over this shit? It blows my mind. Hope this helps. It's like, bro, a lot of people are doing DoorDash. A lot of people working real 9-to-5s and shit. Like, I'm working a real 9-to-5 while I'm doing this content shit. Like, yeah, I'm making money off of content, but it's not enough to sustain me, right? All right, I gotta work and I gotta hustle. I gotta fucking hustle. And it's like, I just don't know, man. I just don't understand this. There's also no official picket line to cross with Hoyo games as they're not explicitly covered by the official strike. Implicit support does not count as explicit coverage at all. It has to be totally explicit for legal purposes, which is the only thing that matters in official strike. By the way, absolutely. Listen, the reason why people felt, again, lied to is because the strike is more than AI, but people were saying that's about AI. And also, people called it a strike. It wasn't a strike. You know what I'm saying? They didn't go to work. And it's a non-U.S. company. Also, Wally, was good, brother. Good morning. My fellow Americans need to stop trying to impose American standard upon foreigners and foreign entities and stop expecting them to conform to American standards beyond the U.S. labor laws. There's plenty of American standards that are actually worse than other countries. Strikes done by U.S. unions for anything based in the U.S. needs to stay in the U.S., not be imposed on anyone, anything borders. I mean, that's a little bit of a sticky situation. I think it's okay to try to come to a happy medium, but clearly they did, right? Clearly there's some sort of deal that people are happy enough with that they want to take it. And so, like, by you justifying that you attacked this man, and now you're saying, well, I'm quitting Paimon after you called yourself a coward like a couple months ago. This to me is what frustrates me. When Corinna made the tweet and said, I'm a coward and I have to work for medical bills, everyone said, Slay Queen, yes, we understand you have to work. Why is that not applied to Jacob? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Rules for thee, but not for me. That is why people don't like you. That is why people don't like Kaylee. That is why a lot of people don't like this. I specifically remember, I don't remember if it was Kaylee or someone else saying, well, Corinna has to work. Corinna has medical bills. It's like, okay, well, I don't know. What about the rest of the fucking world? Like what is happening? Like, this shit is just so hypocritical. That shit is actually crazy. Yeah, Jacob just bought a house. He doesn't need the money. He bought a house. Don't worry about that. He has a wife. His wife can go make $100,000 a year. He'll be okay. But Corinna has to work. We won't get mad at Corinna, but we'll get mad at everyone else, though. Get the fuck out of here. This whole situation is just stupid, man. That being said, listen, maybe they'll get me to voice Paimon Traveler. Well, you look so good today. But I think Corinna, unfortunately, is one of the biggest PR nightmares, and Corinna and a handful of other actors have absolutely made this strike look like fucking dog shit. And the lack of genuine, honest communication without getting triggered and being fucking tilted by the internet. Like, again, big ups to Risley's VA, big ups to a few other VAs who actually try to sit down and help